I'll give you an example of your amygdala in action. It turns out I've done a fair amount of work with combat veterans. So I had a client, and he was very motivated, and he had served in Nam, Vietnam, 45 years ago, and he was coming every week. And then one day he calls to cancel. So I said, "What's up?" And he said, "It's the rain." And I said, "The rain? I don't get it. He's been in the swamps for however long." And he said, "It's really not the rain, it's the thunder." And when he said that, I knew. And I said, "Tomorrow, come in, it's going to be a sunny day." And with that, I asked him to think back to an earlier memory where he heard loud, disturbing noises. It immediately brought him back to this major battle where two of his close buddies were killed. So we addressed that with havening. So on a scale of 0 to 10, his level of upset was a 9. So he's still carrying around that upset 45 years later. In the course of that one session, that 9 became a 0. For each succeeding week he came into me, he would say to me, "That rain don't bother me no more. That rain don't bother me no more." So havening has the ability to really get at the core issues and thereby clear them out very effectively and easily. Let's see. Okay, so let me shut this screen share. Okay, so let me give you a little background of havening. It was developed by two doctors, Dr. Ron Rudin. He was a neurobiologist trained at Harvard, and his twin brother, Stephen, happened to be a dentist. And the two of them collaborated on this. And what Ron noticed was babies who were in distress, crying, upset, seemed to be able to calm down through the warm, soothing touch of their caregiver. With that, he postulated that the notion of touch was critical in terms of healing. And indeed, that's a foundational element of havening. So after 15 years of research, he also noted that using distraction techniques in conjunction with the touch seemed to have the ability to sever that linkage in terms of the neurochemical reaction from the event. So basically, what I'm going to do with Sandy is I'm going to show her what havening looks like. I'll be taking her through some distraction aspects, and I'll also have her repeat upsetting emotions that she has related to the event. So Sandy and I got to meet for about 15 minutes before this session, so I know what her issue is. And I'd like for Sandy to just share with you what her concern is that we're going to address today.
Okay. You want me to share?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was interesting because when Bill first asked me, I thought, oh, it'll be betrayal from, my ex-husband. And then when I thought about it and I really traced those feelings all the way back, it really came to a root event or event that happened when I was very little, which is when I was a baby. I don't know how old, maybe year and a half. And I do have little glimmers of this. It was just my mom and I. My father was in the military, so he was gone and I hadn't met him. So I had this really early experience of being with my mom. She's soothing. She has a calm voice. She's very nurturing. And then enter my father back into the picture before I turned 2. And this man comes into the home. I didn't know him. And he's volatile, angry, scary, jealous of my mom's attention of me. And it went from mom and I are really close and attached to I'm being left alone for hours because she's doing everything in her power to appease my father. So abandoned, rejected, powerless, angry, sad, despair, very big, big feelings around that event.
Yeah. And Sandy, how has that experience impacted you today?
It's impacted me quite a bit, actually. And I was sharing with Bill that I've done grief work on the event. I've done other work on the event, but the imprint is still there. It shows up a lot in romantic relationship where I have that kind of connection, where I have a hard time. Let's say somebody says my significant other says, oh, I'll be there at 5. By, let's say I don't hear from them and it's 5:15 or 5:30, I'll start to panic. It's like I lose a sense of time. I lose a sense of grounding. I panic. I'll have fears that they're going to betray me or leave me for somebody else that'll be irrational or unreasonable. And so I'll feel it. I'll feel the feelings come up, the panic come up, and I'll have to really work to ground myself in the present, but it's very uncomfortable.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. So let me ask you, Sandy, when you go back to that earlier memory,
Mhm,
as you reflect on it, if you could put yourself back there,
mhm.
on a scale of 0 to 10, how upsetting does that feel to you? With
9,
10 being highly, highly upsetting.
9.
Hmm. Okay. So what I'd like to do, Sandy, is show you what the havening touch looks like.
Okay.
And basically it's 3 parts. And by the way, for
Take off
those
my
of you
glasses.
for those of you attending, you'll be able to, I'll be doing this with you after I meet with Sandy. So if you start from your forehead, going down your face,
Okay.
and I'd ask you to do it twice,
Okay.
and then your shoulders to your elbows, and then the palms of your hand, like washing your hands. Good. So that's the whole havening touch. You know, as far as the distraction techniques, they're very simple, uh, all stuff that you can do. I'll also give you some visualization, and then going forward, as we continue with the havening, I'll ask you to repeat different emotions that were related to that memory.
Okay.
Again, all simple. So I'll ask you then to begin doing the havening, starting from your forehead, going down, and then your shoulders to your elbows. Good. The palms of your hand. And now I'll ask you to continue doing the same with your eyes closed.
Okay.
Okay. And you'll be doing the havening throughout.
With my eyes closed.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So as you continue to do the havening, I'd like for you to get more in touch with the notion of touch. Notice the pressure of your touch, the sensation of your touch as skin touches skin and skin touches clothing. Notice the pace of your touch. And you may even notice the temperature of your touch. And I'd like for you to notice your breath as you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You may even choose to coordinate the rhythm of your breath with the touch. And as you continue to do the havening, I'd like for you to imagine that you're out on a rowboat on a lake and you're able to notice the beautiful scenery in the background. Other boats, sailboats, motorboats. You may even notice a water skier. You may also notice canoes, kayaks, and other rowboats. And with each succeeding row you take, the amount of upset is getting less as you count backwards from 15 to 0 by ones out loud.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
And 0.
0.
And as you continue doing the havening, and you've been doing great, allow for your eyes to go left to right and right to left to right and right to left to right and right to left. Good. And as you continue doing the havening, I'd like for you to go down the alphabet where you skip a letter. So it'd be A, C, and so on.
A, C. Skip every other letter or just
Right, right.
A, C, F, H, J, M, O, Q, S, V, X, Z.
Great. And as you continue doing the havening, could you spell February backwards?
Y, R, A, U, R, B, E, F.
Super. And could you hum the wheels on the bus? Great. And as you continue with the havening and as you allow for yourself to focus on that original memory, I'd like for you to repeat aloud the word scared.
Scared. Scared. Keep saying it.
Yeah, keep saying it.
Scared. 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 Scared.
And could you repeat aloud anxiety?
Anxiety. 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 anxiety,
And could you repeat aloud, rejected?
rejected, 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 rejected,
And could you repeat aloud, betrayed?
betrayed, 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 betrayed,
And could you repeat aloud, powerless?
powerless, 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 powerless,
And could you repeat aloud, angry?
angry, 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 angry,
And could you repeat aloud, sad?
sad, 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 sad,
And could you repeat aloud, doomed?
doomed, 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 doomed,
And as you continue doing the havening, I'd like for you to imagine you're walking through the botanical gardens. It's a nice spring day. You're able to notice the buds on the trees, the flowers coming into bloom. You're able to smell their fresh fragrances. And with each succeeding step you take, the amount of upset is getting less as you count backwards from 15 to 0 by ones.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Great. And as you continue doing the havening, allow for your eyes to go left to right and right to left, left to right and right to left, left to right and right to left. And you could rest your hands and open your eyes. Great. Good job. So, how are you feeling now?
Much better. Yeah, I feel a big difference.
Uh, how so?
I feel calmer. I don't feel the panic. Like even when we talked yesterday, just talking about the event, I could feel a panic in my body. I could feel it when we started, but I don't feel the anxiety in my stomach. I don't feel that.
Great, great. So tell me, Sandy, if you could allow yourself to go back to that memory
Mhm.
as completely as you could possibly can, and if you could allow for yourself to be in touch with that upset completely and fully in your body now, on that scale of 0 to 10, what number would you give that upset to be?
It's a 0. I don't feel it at all.
Wow. Boy, you're a good customer.
Yeah, I can see it. I can go right into it. I can, because I can see myself in the crib. That's always the memory that I would see. And it doesn't have any of that upset.